Okay, family, so thanks for joining me again in my African kitchen. We're cooking African food. Today I'm coming to you with okra stew. I just missed the stuff and I want to eat okra stew. So this is the ingredients I've got for you. I've got some beef here, washed, cleaned, everything, and some onions on there, and some herring here. This is smoked herring, smoked dried herring. It's amani in tree, and that is it. There's some prawns here. Got some spinach, and the star of the show, okra, of course, lady's finger, some people call it. I've got some fish here, and is it sea bass and some red fish. I'm going to fry the red one and then steam the sea bass to go in there. I've got some tomatoes here, got some onions and ginger, some jumbo prawn cube, salt, and of course Ghana red oil. I will be using a little bit of baking soda to make my okra draw, to make my okra slimy. Yes. And I'll be showing you a little version on the side where you can serve okra not slimy, because I give it to my husband as well, and well, he hates everything slimy. I love everything slimy, so I'll be showing you how I make it for him as well. So let's just crack on and make slimy okra stew and a not slimy okra stew. I'm gonna just pop some salt on here. I've just already gone ahead and put some onions on there. I'm gonna put some salt on there, and our jumbo cube, and then you can use any one you like. This is my best one, and pop this on the fire. I'm gonna put the onions and the tomatoes all on there. These are all nicely washed here, and I will clean this and put this on there as well. That will be going on the fire. Okay, family, so we put our beef on here, cleaned up the onions, that's going in there. We're just gonna blend all these later to go back in. Now we're putting the herring in. This is the smoked herring, amani. It just brings, you know, the Ghana to my pot. I love it. It's amazing. It smells good. And that's going in right now. That's the it's been smoked right there. Yeah. Just pop the lid on this and give it time to cook. Okay, family, so our meat has been on here for about 10-15 minutes now. I've taken out the tomatoes, the ginger, and the onions I popped on there, and I'm just going to blend it and then pop it back in. I'll show you. So, I finished blending this, and before I put it in, I want to steam this fish, so I'll pop these fish on top here. I was going to do it separate, but then I'm thinking, why do it separate, whereas this is steaming? So hence change of mind. And now I'm going to pop this on the blended things, which is tomatoes, onions, and ginger. I'll just rinse that to go in there, and then I'll put our oil in there. Just a little, really. I don't want it too oily. Or let's just say my thing is finished. But no, I want it to look a bit more healthier. So I'll give this a minute to boil up so the fish will cook, and then I'll come and take it out and we'll carry on. I'm cutting the okra now. Do as I say, don't do as I do. Cut it on the chopping board, much better. Just been brought up doing it this way, so it's not very easy for me to quit the old antics. This is to make for me and the kids the slimy one, so I cut it in different shapes, or what shall I say, different ways. I don't like it all looking, you know, the same. I like sometimes I cut like big ones like this in there. That's how I like to eat my okra. To make my husband's one, I just sort of wedge it like this. Not wedge it, but cut it diagonally like that. And that is that really. I'll be frying the red fish, and then I will show you as I go. Okay, family, to cook the okra, I just put a little bit of water on the fire, just like a half a cup of water on the fire. Let it come to the boil, and then I'll drop the okra in with a quarter of a teaspoon of baking soda, and I'll show you as I do it. I'll just go and pop this on the fire, and I'll show you when it comes to the boil. Okay, so our fish is been in here for about 7 minutes or so, and I think it's done. You don't want to overcook the fish really. You don't want to break it either. So we'll take it out until it's ready, and then we'll pop it back in. Okay, so our water is been boiling. It's been on for a minute. It's been boiling, and just putting in this okra, cut up okra. You take off the head and you take off the tail, and then you cut it up the way you want it. For me, I want it all to look quite, you know, different shapes and whatnot, so that's what I do. And then I just put a little bit of baking soda on there and let it boil. Over here, I'm just frying the fish really. Okay, family, so our okra with a little bit of baking soda, or if you have kanwa in the house that will do the same job, has been cooking here for about just 5 minutes, and I've put it off really. Our fish is frying there still, and over here I put our cooked meat in sort of tomato and onion sauce here. This is where we part ways, you know. I like mine slimy, he doesn't, so this is where I divide it, and I make mine slimy and his one not. So I'll just go ahead and take some of the meat into a different pot, or stew meat and stew into a different pot. And we'll make a mess of that. Okay, and then of course I'll put his fish in here. I'll put some fish in there for him. Like that, and then I'll pop this back on the fire with a little bit of the prawns here for him. The rest will go into me and the kids one. This has been cleaned for you already, and then I'll pop this on the fire for about 5 minutes, and then I'll put some spinach in it and the okra I cut up for him in there, and then that will be his one. Almost done. So I'll be showing you as I go along anyway. Our okra is done, so I'll pop that here, and then I'll put his one on. So I did put his one, the one that we are making not slimy. This you can serve to your friends who don't like slime. or part of your family who doesn't think that much of sliminess. I've cut the okra up like that and it's going in. I mean, at this point you can taste. I think one thing okra doesn't like is salt. It literally just, you know, takes away the slime, you know. So at this point you can taste and add salt to it. If your salt is good enough to just cover the lid and let it cook, really. Meanwhile, on our side here, because I've cooked the okra on the side, for the prawns it only takes a minute to cook, really. I'll just pop our spinach in here, and this spinach has been cleaned nicely. I'll leave a little bit of spinach for my husband's one, and then just give this a minute to wilt down. Just pop the lid on it and it will just wilt down for a minute, and once it wilts down, then we'll go in with our okra. I mean, before you go in with the okra, best to taste to see if the salt and everything is perfect there. If not, you can use more stock cube or more salt, whatever you know you prefer. I use just one of this today, so I'm keeping this on the side just to see if we need more later. Meanwhile, our fish here, we fried that one and we steamed that one. So yeah, basically we are good to go, and you can serve this with your kenke, swallow of your choice, really. Banku. Some people even eat it with fufu. My dad actually likes okra stew and rice. I can't eat that. So I will show you as we go. Hello family, so our spinach has wilted down, you know, it only takes a minute really, and so I've tasted, and at some point really it doesn't need any more salt or anything. I'm going in with our okra. I mean, at this point it's up to you. It depends on how you like your okra. Do you want it a bit more watery, or do you want it you know, very stewy looking? So it depends on how you want it to really. This is a very healthy okra stew. You can add a bit more water if that's the way you want it. So we'll give this about 5 minutes for it to do its thing, you know, simmer a little bit, and then you see. So this is us really. This is my husband's one, or basically to serve it to somebody that doesn't like it slimy. Once you put it in the tomato stew or the little soupy thing you've made, it cuts the sliminess out. And so we're going to go in with spinach. So basically it's the same as I'm making for us, but without the baking soda, so that the salt cuts out the sliminess. And so I'll just put the lid on it, let it wilt down, and put some of the fried fish in there for him, and that'll be that. Meanwhile, our okra stew, I mean our that's okra too, but our slimy bit is here looking yummylicious, making me hungry. So we go in with the fish for me and the kids. So, you know, we are not scared of bones. I've brought them up to know how to sort the bones out when they are eating. But if you are not very comfortable with the bones, just get your fishmonger to fillet it for you, and that'll be that. I'll show you how I serve it. Okay family, today I brought you okra stew, and I just wanted to show you how you can serve it to somebody who does not eat it, or who does not like slimy, or for the okra to draw. So I made it in two ways, the way I eat it and the way I serve it to my husband. This is my one, as you saw me make, and look, yeah, you can see how it draws, you know. I mean, that's the way I like it, very slimy, yeah, very yummy like that. And of course my husband's one is here, where I cut the okra quite big like this and didn't put any baking soda or kanwa in the saltpeter. It's what I keep going about, kanwa. We call it kanwa in our language, but it's saltpeter I'm talking about. And I guess it's got the same properties as baking soda has, hence we can use that to replace it. I will serve it with kinky, really. I love kinky with the okra stew. The kids love it. My husband loves kinky, except he doesn't like the slime. So I make his one on the side like this, and hey presto, the whole family is happy. And thanks for joining me today. Show my video to your friends, and say anything you want to say down below. If there are things you want me to cook, suggest it down below and I'll see what I can do. And sorry for the delay in making videos on time these days. A little bit of you know, renovations going on here, but it's for the best. It will make my videos better in the future, so I don't mind going through it, so bear with me, and we will get there together. Thanks for joining me today. It's been Okro Stew. I hope you've enjoyed. Try it and see what you think. Thank you. Bye.